Well, hello there my dear friends, welcome back to the Scott Ree Project, and today we are doing Côte de Boeuf. Now what we have here then is one rib of beef, and a Côte de Boeuf is basically a ribeye steak or a ribeye joint if you're using the whole set of ribs left on the bone, but we take off this backbone and we take off this cap, so we're just left with the lovely eye of the meat, this lovely triangle of fat here, and then the rib bone. So very, very simple to prepare. All we're going to do, believe it or not, I'm doing this in my caravan, is we're going to, with my butcher's saw, just saw through the rib just below that bone. And as soon as you hear it stopping, going through bone, put your saw down, get your bone and knife, and then gently just trace that bone and then down the back. This, as you can see, has been well hung, absolutely beautiful. When we take off that eye off there, when we just skim a little bit off, should be an absolutely fantastic colour. But there is already the makings of a Côte de Boeuf. I'm just going to trim that bit off there and trim out the remains of that paddy whack, which is the muscle which runs along the ribs and the chuck, which keeps the beast's head up. Right, before we go any further then, I just want to show you this. How beautiful is that? A vintage boning knife, eh? What a thing of beauty. Right then, next, what we need to do then, you could, if you wanted to, leave it like that. Absolutely perfect. But what we're going to do, as with a Côte de Boeuf, just to be fancy schmancy, we're just going to gently trim off the top of the bone. Basically, French trimming it, as you would do a rack of lamb. Won't go to waste, it can go in stock. Or my dog's here with me, Lucky Sixie, is going to have some beautiful beef. So, not being too fussy, you know, this ain't no restaurant, you know. Just gently trim it off. And there we are, it's starting to look more like a Côte de Boeuf. Now, I am going to take off this cap. Now, I absolutely love rib of beef cap. If you've got a set of 4 ribs and you take it off, you've got a decent piece like that, roll it up, it's as good as brisket. But there, already, apart from slight trimming of that face, we've got that beautiful Côte de Boeuf. Just have a look at that. So we got our rib then. We're just, as I said, going to just what we call face it up. Just take off that lovely dried, aged face, just to give us a nice fresh face. And that is pretty much, just skim that bit off, our Côte de Boeuf ready to cook. How good does that look? Hey, got to be about 1.5 to 2 inches thick, ideal for medium rare. Right, let's get it in the pan. So with my Côte de Boeuf then, just going to rub some oil on it. Look how that looks now. Now we've got a bit of air to it. Like we took that face off, that dry where it's aged, and underneath, absolutely beautiful. So as per usual, plenty of pepper. Always plenty of pepper on your steak. Like I've said before, it looks like a lot, but you will lose some in the pan. And then plenty of nice sea salt. You can just gather it off that tray, but just look how that looks. Pan is coming up to heat. We want it nice and hot. If it's not hot enough, it will hit the pan, it will cool down, you'll be steaming it and you won't be able to get that lovely, lovely crust on it. Right then, let's get this gently starting its magic. So just laying it in the pan then, pushing it down, and obviously because this is quite a thick piece of meat, we're just going to let it do its thing for a couple of minutes, build up that crust. Looking good. So what we need to do then is just, if we can, stand it up, lean it against the side there. Just going to flip it onto the bone side. Looking fantastic, isn't it? Have a look at that. So all I'm going to do then is keep flipping it now. I'm going to turn the heat down to a medium till I've got an internal temperature of about 55. What we're on now, gently ticking away, slowly climbing up, nice and gentle, looking awesome. We'll finish it with just a couple of knobs of butter. Okay then, look at that. I'm satisfied that is done. I'm going to take it out, put it on this plate to rest. Okay then, my beauties, that has rested for 5 minutes. First thing I want to do is nip off that lovely bone. That there is pure gold. Oh yeah. Okay, let's do this. I'm looking for medium rare. Let's just cut that lovely triangle off there of fat. Oh, look at it. And then we will just across the grain, just gently take some slices off. Have a look at it. Have a look at this. How beautiful. Slightly weeping. And that bit there for the chef. How wonderful does that look? Hey, it's dripping, look. Cooked in my caravan, my Vardo. Piece of bread. Get it in that juice. Look at that. And then get it down your neck. I don't know what you want me to say about this, because it is. Just look at the crust on that. Look at it glistening, man. That's just awesome. Well, my lovely friends, I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Scott Reed Project. An absolute stunner, isn't it? You know, Côte de Boeuf cooked in a caravan. Hey? How decadent can you get? And it's absolutely beautiful. Well, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here today, please check me on my social media on Facebook, Scott Reed, The Scott Reed Project, and on my Twitter at The Scott Reed Project, and look for my ugly mug down here, my beautiful face. Click on it and subscribe, my friends. I release a video every week. Click subscribe join the movement, you'll get a notification and you won't miss out on any of this good stuff. So until next time, I'm going to make my way through this and then tidy up this lovely little caravan in Pembrokeshire, in Wales. Rock on. Take care.